Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Miss C's Cottage. I am Miss C, and this is the home of the Sun Bunny. The Sun Bunny is a crocheted rabbit filled with love and given to those who are having a tough time so that they never forget that somebody loves them. Whoa, that's way too loud. And I thought I had it. I'm just going to turn it off. Yeah, I thought I had it low enough, but I didn't. Somebody is a crocheted animal that's given to somebody who's having a really bad day, or a really bad week, or a really bad month, or a really bad year. And it just lets them know that somebody loves them, no matter what, unconditionally, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter how they feel. They're still loved, that they're valued. Because a somebody has big ears, and he can listen to all of your joys and your sorrows. And he has no mouth, so he will never share your secrets. And I like them. They're special to me, and I make them for people who are special to me. So don't be surprised this summer or autumn if you get one in the mail. Okay, what have I been working on? Well, I got up early this morning, relatively early for me, 8 o'clock. Got out of bed, got dressed. I had a cup of coffee first. And then a little after 9 o'clock, we got in the car, and Mr. Elmo drove me up to Lake City to the Hobby Lobby that's up there. Now, most of you know about the Hobby Lobby's die lot clearance sale that they do every year or every other year. They did a really big one several years ago. I mean, really big. And since then, they haven't been quite as spectacular, but they've been very nice. And they usually do it, well, they have the last couple of years done it in June. So I have seen several subscribers on YouTube saying that the Hobby Lobby die lot sale is ongoing in their area. So we got up this morning, got in the car, drove up to Lake City. My Hobby Lobby in Lake City is not having their die lot sale yet, but they are having, they have had last week, I think, or the week before last week, I think, they had a clearance sale of the discontinued colors. So I picked up 2 colors, a burgundy, which I don't think burgundy is going to be the color of this year, which is probably why they discontinued it. And I really don't remember I was trying to look and see what I had here. And I don't remember the other color that I picked up, but I think I just picked up 2 colors that were discontinued that I knew I could use either in baby clothes or blanket or a hat or a bunny, a sun bunny. Okay, let's go back and greet everyone who's come in, because I've been talking for a while and I started the whole thing without saying good morning to all of you. Mimi's got shotgun this morning, followed by a close second by Sam. Barbara Riggle Baker is here. My friend Leanie. Lana Nana Bananas here. Let's see, Kitty's here. Ginny Hanks is here this afternoon. Kim G. I just added something else to your box, Kim. And Jen is here. Jeanette Egan. Marsha Lee. Gracie Canales. Hola, amiga. There's KK. They're both here today, she and her daughter, and they love me. Isn't that nice? I love hearing that. You know, you guys boost me up. Most of the time, you boost me up when I'm down. Susan Burke is here, and my cousin Granny D. And there's Ellie. Hello, hello. And Janice Urfer. Welcome, 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 Janice. I'm so glad to see your face come in the door. Jeanette, you are special to me, as evidenced by this little snow person right here. It's backwards, and it's like looking into the mirror. It's backwards, so. All right, let's see who else is here. Ellie, I have some things coming for you, and I apologize for it taking so long, but you know, I got discombobulated last month, and I'm just now getting back to a regular routine. And I know I've told you over and over again, my papu said, you got to have your routines. My papu was my grandfather. And I'm telling you, when you get something snags you and you get out of your routines, you get discombobulated, and it takes a few days to get back into your regular schedule. Jenny, I don't think so. As I was up there last week and it wasn't there, they did have a color, the discontinued color clearance, because I did get a couple of those, but I don't think they've had their dye lot one yet. And I haven't been to Gainesville. Usually Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too, she usually beats me down there because she goes to Gainesville quite often, and I don't like Gainesville as well as I like Lake City. And so I figured I'll take Lake City and she can have Gainesville, and I don't need any more yarn, neither does she, so it keeps us from overstocking. Sujan! And Sassy Mary's here. Welcome, welcome. I do, Marshall Lee. I love each and every one of you. I don't care. I've told you this before too. I know you guys get tired of hearing me. I'm getting old and repetitive, but I don't care if you're orange or brown or green or purple. I don't care if your hair is long or short, whether it's curly or straight. I don't care if you're bald. I don't care if your skin's falling off you or you're fit as a fiddle. I love each and every one of you because when I see you, I see your faces come through the door. I see your heart. I look in your eyes and I see your heart. And that's what's really important to me. Susan Birkin and Susan Burke, welcome. I love you, KK. You're as weird as I am. Well, thank you, Ellen. You had the most beautiful top on, and that blue one that you just made, that was very, very pretty. You just might be the encourager for me to start making wearables because I don't make anything for me. But that top was really pretty, and the one you had on was very becoming. So I'm glad you're here this afternoon so that I could share that with you. Connie, welcome in. Now look at that smiling face. How can you resist a face like that? I know I can, Ellen, but it's just I've never tried to make a garment for myself. I've never had the interest to do it. And I mean, I've made shawls and I've made ponchos, but to make a summer top, it just wasn't, it wasn't in my repertoire. I never saw one that I liked enough to want to try it for myself. I'm struggling with this hexagon cardigan. Say that fast 3 times. Um, because it's going to be a wearable, and I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just something that my mind says no. But my sister-in-law and I are working on them together. She's ahead of me, and I don't want to get too far behind because I'll stop. I'll just quit. I know me, and I don't want to do that. Gave her my word, and I want to keep my promise. All right, let's move on. Wacky Wednesday. What am I working on? Well, I wanted to let you know right off that I had gone to Hobby Lobby this morning, and all I found were some really bulky yarns that were discontinued colors. And I don't work with the bulky yarns anyway. So I got, first time ever, I think, I can say that Mr. Elmo and I walked into a Hobby Lobby. We walked through the Hobby Lobby and we walked out of the Hobby Lobby, never having purchased one item. Write it down in your book, folks. It's the first time ever. Oh boy. Okay, I have been working on giraffes and blankets, and I'm not going to show them to you because I already showed them to you Sunday. And I'll show them to you again in another, probably next Sunday, I'll show them to you again. But I've been working on those, and I have to say each one is a little bit different as I perfect the face on that giraffe on the blanket. I'm not real happy with the eyes, and I don't like the muzzle, and so each one is a little bit different. And then I think by the time I make the last one, it'll be the best one. But I've got 3 blankets completed, 3 giraffe blankets completed, and I've got 2 giraffes completed. We started a giraffe on Sunday, and I've got, every time I tell you about something and I set it aside to show you, I lose it. Now, oh, there it is. I was going to say that is, there is the giraffe leg that I'm working on. For this giraffe, and I don't like his face because I don't like, I didn't start the muzzle back far enough. I may have to take that out. In fact, I don't like the head at all. But somebody's going to love it. So there's that. I have one other Wacky Wednesday. What am I working on, giraffe? You're not going to believe this one. You did your 4 legs and your 2 oscles. Yeah, I don't get very far either, Marshall. I found this yarn, and it is a big twist, totally tweed. 78% acrylic and 22% polyester. It is a medium 4-weight, uses a 5.5 millimeter hook or an I9 hook, and the colorway is Dance All Night. Now remember, this is a tweed. I think this is one of the reasons I never went to Joann's. This yarn is a shiny twisted yarn and has bits of foam rubber in it. I've never seen any yarn like this before. It just looks like somebody tore up a pair of foam rubber slippers, threw it up in the air, and it got caught in the black yarn. That's my personal opinion, okay? You've used it, Jeanette? It's a 4-weight. Michelle's playing hooky again in the bushes. I don't know. I was going to make a hat out of it, and then I thought, who's going to wear foam rubber? I mean, these are actually foam rubber pieces. I don't know. Anyway, I made a hoof. And then I made a leg. And then I made a tail. And then I made a giraffe. Now, this giraffe, I put one of these sticks in it. I put a pink one in here. And when I got about this far in the body, I stuffed it. I put the pink in the middle and I stuffed around it to hold it in the center. And then I crocheted up and around it. And I think I put a couple extra rows in the neck. And when I got to the head, what I did was I started in the back with 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, and I did a couple rounds of 42, and then I did, when I got to the back, I just did 2 chains, and then went around again, and when I came back, I picked up the 2 chains, so that left like a buttonhole, and I put this bendy thing up through that buttonhole into the head, and then I held it like this, and I crocheted the rest of the head and put the eyes in, and then did the muzzle. So this head is not really wobbly at all because that's in there. I'm not sure I like the feel of the giraffe. I like the fact that the head is not wobbly, but it's not as squishy. And I don't know if that's the yarn or I don't know. Well, I don't have his ears on yet and his ossicles, so he doesn't really look like a giraffe. He looks more like a chicken. Anyway, that's where I am with this one. I have the other leg, but I took it out to show my sister-in-law, and I did not bring it back in. But this is a wacky, wonderful, weird giraffe. But he is definitely black with spots. And somebody's going to love him. Somebody will think he's just unique and adorable and lovable. And now I have to make a 4th blanket with black in it. But it will be easy because I'll pull all the colors out of here and make the stripes and then put maybe just one Mikey from, you guys know Mikey. Creative Grandma, Creative Grandma, Creative Grandma. Guess where I've been? Mikey has a blanket. And it is really cute. And I have started it. Oh, come on, guys. The crochet crowd, yes. And that blanket is a 2-row repeat. Very, very easy to do. And very, very, very cute. One row is your Van Dyke stitch, which is the granny square. 3 double crochets. As you were doing a granny square. Your 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 3, 3, 3 in the corner, just as you would a regular granny square. And then the next row is single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in between your Van Dyke clusters. Single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So I have done 7 rows with yellow. Now I'm doing 7 rows with this rust color. And my blanket itself is the Dottie. And it's a 3 lightweight yarn. It's a Premier dot print, 100% acrylic. And this has got a bunch of yardage in it. So it's 656 yards. So in a granny square, it's going to make a nice blanket. I'll do 7 rounds with this color, and then I'll go back and pick up this gold color. And then I'm going to see if I can find this hot pink color. I'm not into the neons, but there's also this hot pink. I guess this is a hot orange. I don't know. But I might be able to do 7 rounds of all 5 of those. We'll see how it goes. Just another different blanket. And I really like it. I really like the way that it looks. And the back is the same as the front, pretty much. It's coming out nice. I'm happy with this blanket. And let's see what else is on the agenda for today. My Granny Flowers blankets. I have finished, my sister-in-law was here yesterday, and I finished the sunflower blanket. I was almost finished with that, but it wasn't quite 40 by 40, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. Mateo, hola. Okay, $31 on eBay for 3 what? Julie Chafee Mazda. It's her birthday? Wow. I am thankful that she is still here. She's been through a lot, Dee. Rebecca, welcome, welcome, welcome. Big twist, totally tweed. I have it in the social butterfly. It's white with pink and gray bits. Have you used it, Ellen? There's my sugar. Of this crazy yarn, okay. How do you do the corner in this single crochet row? Good question. Good question. And not difficult. You do your single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. You get to your corner, you do your chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet in between, chain 3, single crochet in between, chain 3, and single crochet. So you've got 1, 2, 3 in the corner. So when you're coming along the next time, you do your Van Dyke stitch or your triple double crochets, your granny stitch here and here, and then you do 2 in here, and they fit. They fit in those 3. All 6 grannies fit in those 3. Good question. Julie Chafee Mazda, not Mazda, Mazda. Okay. Well, Ellen, I probably would do hats out of it because unless I did another. You decide. You decide. I use all kinds of yarn. Cherry Reynolds, hello, hello. Oh, sugar, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Okay, blankets. My sister-in-law came yesterday, and my blanket was not quite 40 by 40, because if you remember, those were the blankets from Luck of the Draw 10, and I had decided to do 6 of them. And by the time I got all my yarn together, I had 8 collected, and one of them was because I'm double dipping, like Jax always says. I'm making them for Boggy Creek, so they have to be, the square ones should be 40 by 40, and this sunflower blanket was not 40 by 40, so I knew I had to do something else for it. So I finished the color sequence, and I had gotten some of those interlocking foam boards with the grid on them, and I have it laid out on the bed in the blue room. So I have 48 by 36. And so I put the blanket on there, and I was not quite to 40 yet. So I had about 4 inches to go because I was at 36 by 36. So I knew I had 4 more inches to add, 2 on each side. So I did 1 more row of each color. And then the last row, well, I'll just show you because it came out so, God is so good. Just when you don't know what you're going to do, and all of a sudden in comes an idea, and it's perfect. You know who it came from. Getting up slow today, guys. Getting up slow. Oh, getting down slow too. All right, here is my blanket. The sunflower blanket. And I was here at the light green, and I put this much on. I did not have any more light green, so I left it out. And I just put a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the dark brown. And then I took the gold, and this is varsity gold because I ran out of the other one. But I did half double, double, picot, double, half double, single in the next, half double, double, picot, double, half double, single crochet in the next, and went around all the way around till I got to the corner. And when I got to the corners, I just put one in the corner. But what I did was I put a single in this one. I put a single, a half double, a double, and a picot, a double, a half double, and a single, and then went to the single here. And then I did half double, double, picot, double, half double, single in the next one. So my corner is a nice corner, but it's not your double corner. Like this is double and this is double and this is double. But I think it came out very pretty. And I like the way that the sunflower petals, and then these nubbies, and then these little buds, and then these petals. I think it came together very well. Oops, let me get big again. I don't know. Okay, not sure what happened there. But I do like the way this one came out. And now it's big enough for a Boggy Creek blanket. So that goes in the Boggy Creek box. And I think Nancy is on tonight. And she's going to put a link on her channel if anyone wants to come up and show their blankets. And I was thinking maybe I would do that. Maybe I would take these blankets and go up on her panel for 5 minutes and show the blankets. Because it's part of 10 that I'd like to do for Boggy Creek. Now, I think you saw the second one also. And it's the Daisy. No, yeah, Daisy. The Daisy blanket. But this was a luck of the draw blanket. I did the colors as Mama Swift pulled them out. And this is what came out. And I'm very, very pleased with this blanket. So that's Boggy Creek blanket number 2 of the Granny Flower. And then if you remember, I got the brilliant idea of doing 10 flowers. So I know you've seen this one. This is the rose blanket. And I have not completed this one. This is a Boggy Creek 10 blanket. And I have 4 colors in here. but I pulled colors out of here to be my 5 colors, and then put in a dark one to make everything pop. And I really like this blanket too. This is going to be pretty when it's done. I just, was discombobulated and didn't get time to work on anything. And then I was on here one day, and all of you were trying to help me think of 10 different flowers, and someone said chrysanthemum. So there is my chrysanthemum. And it will go in the middle of this group of, I think this will be my neutral color, but then I have a gold and a sage green and a brown. I love this brown. What do they call this? Print. It's just a print, I guess. Desert dust. But I like it. And then I have a darker green. And this rusty color, which isn't really rust. It's called spice. And I'm not sure about this one, but I haven't got that far yet. So that will be my chrysanthemum blanket. And I know I have another one. I have one that's the pansy. Remember the pansy blanket that I started? I didn't find that one this morning. But that's okay, because we know there is one. When I finish an item and I have yarn left over, I hate to have it all scrunched up and wound around and the packages hanging out, and I don't like that. So I go to my yarn winder and I ball it up, and then at the dollar store I get these, and when you're finished winding it all up, you just put this on your clip, and it holds it. It holds the yarn so it doesn't unwind. Something to think about, guys. It's another trick of the trade, like these are. And maybe some of you use it. You can use a stitch marker to hold it. You can use a bobby pin to hold it. But I like those little barrette clips. Okay, what's next on the list? My granny square flowers for Boggy Creek. And I was going through watching some of my favorite channels. And a lot of people, a lot of content creators have bought the yarn from Bag O' Day, her new yarn. If you haven't seen that yarn, it's beautiful. And I did break down and buy it because I love to support Crystal in all she does. That girl works so hard, and she's worked so long to get to where she is. And she never taunts herself. She never puts herself out there. She flaunts herself. She never flaunts herself or puts herself out there. Okay, who's got the birthday? Oh, Carrie. Now, Carrie the Yarny Elephant is Kerri, but Jetton 1 is Carrie, Kari. And Dawn P is here. Hello, sweetheart. I'm so glad you came to the cottage today. And you're just in time. Her yarn is beautiful. And I did break down and I bought 2 colors. I think 2 colors or 3. I have 3 colors. This one, which is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, the blues and teals are my favorite colors. This is Tonal Hues Bag a Day Premium Anti-Pilling. It is a 4-weight medium yarn, 328 yards, which is more than enough for a bunny, and 3 will make a blanket. She recommends a 5mm hook or an H8. And I did get 4 of these. And I did get 4 of the green, which, you know, green is my second favorite color in the whole world. And this one is called no color on the, the Garden Lodge. The Garden Lodge. And I just see a bazillion things made out of this, so I had to get 4 of those. And you know, these are all Freddie. Jen, help me here. Not Freddy Krueger. Freddie. You know the one she loves. They're all Mercury. Thank you. Thank you, Margie. Freddie Mercury. Yes. And then the last one I got, because this, I don't know, this one just caught my eye. This one is called Liquid Mercury. Oh, I could have just read this one and known. And this is black. There is black in it and a deep green and then a lighter green, but it's a pine and into almost a dark sage green. So beautiful. And again, they're all named after Freddie. Songs of his or places he went or something to do with him, because she's just enamored with him. So I did get those yarns. They were 6 something. And honestly, that's a little more than what I normally pay for a skein or a cake of yarn. I have trouble paying $4.99 at Hobby Lobby at regular price because I'm Scottish and I'm frugal and I give most of my stuff away. I try and find it when it's on sale or a very good price, a very low price for a very lot of yarn if it's a good safe yarn. But those are of the 3 of hers that I bought. So pretty. And I bought them because they're tonal. And I like that look of going from dark to light and then back to dark again. I think it's absolutely beautiful. All of her colorways are beautiful. They are. Yeah, I knew it was an A and not an E. And I try and remember to call you Carrie instead of Carrie, because Carrie is your name, and I like that name. How are you doing with the prisoners? Are you still working with them? See, autocorrect messed up autocorrect and called it all the wreck. I love autocorrect. All right, the last thing I want to show you is a stitch by Blossom Crochet. I like Crochet Me Lovely and Blossom Crochet. Both of those ladies teach me. Had a lot of health challenges, which I went over on a live on my channel, but I'm back with them. Okay, well, remember, Carrie, when you need more yarn for those fellas, you let me know, okay? Because I hit every Joann's between here and Ohio, between Florida and Ohio, and the jackpot was on the way home. We stopped at a store in Lexington, Kentucky, and Lexington store was what they called a hub store. All of the little stores that had closed in that Lexington area brought their excess merchandise to the Lexington store, and it was piled high with boxes and boxes and boxes of yarn. And I bought yarn from that store. I bought $5.49 yarn for $1.15. I bought $11.99 yarn, excuse me, for $2.52. I bought $4.49 yarn for 94 cents, and so on and so forth, to the extent that it does not give me a total of my purchase pre-sale, but when they totaled it all up with 70% off of each one of those skeins, then I had 30 items, and so I got an additional 30% off of my total sale, which was $19.87 additional off, and I wound up paying $48.63 for this yarn. So if you take $48.63 and add 1987 and times it by 7, you'll know how much I spent, because I got 70% off. I'm not going to do that because it's too scary, but I was really happy when it was less than. I mean, I had a basket full, and it was less than $50. So, if I make it to the Hobby Lobby 70% off sale, fine. If I don't, fine. Okay, so going through the channels. Yeah, that was really a deal. We had stopped at several of the Joann's. 2 of them on the way up were closed, and I said I won't stop. I won't ask Mr. Elmo to stop anymore, because it was frustrating. It wasn't like they were right there at the intersection of the interstate and the crossroad. You had to go at least a couple miles to get there, and he really didn't want to go in the beginning, so I wasn't going to push him. I wasn't going to ask for extra favors. So anyway, when I got up to Ohio, Jen and I did get to go to 2 stores, and we were able to get some, and I think I spent about $30 in each store, and that was, I think, 60% off. And I saved all my receipts, so They might be in the Hobby Lobby bags because these look like Bob Evans and Walmart, and the receipt for the that's the receipt for the my motel room. Anyway, I don't think I spent much more than $30 at 30, maybe 30 at one, 35 at the other. Yeah, that baby bunny was nice, and I didn't see any of that in Lexington either because I was looking for it. Okay, so back to the new blanket. I keep going and going, and I say I'm not going to start a new one. I have 3 weeks of luck of the draw number 11. I have the colors for 3 weeks, and tomorrow we'll get color number 4, but I've made up my mind. I'm not going to do those blankets. I'm not going to start those blankets. I've got my colors picked out, and I'm ready to go with number 11. I've got all my colors picked out, and one of them is the pansy blanket. The chrysanthemum blanket is the second one. And then I have the original, which is three double crochet rows of the main color. And then your first week's color pick is a row of doubles, a row of open, and a row of doubles. And then you do 3 more rows of solid in your main color. And then your second week color pick is a double crochet row, an open row, and a double crochet. That's the original luck of the draw pattern, and I'm going to do one of those. And then my 4th blanket is Ripples in the Creek, because that's the new one that Mama Swift has started for this luck of the draw 11. That's the new pattern she created for that. Ellen, that is nice yarn, isn't it? That baby bunny yarn, that's really nice. Michael, my love. Not a problem, Carrie. Not a problem. I just bought yarn from all over the country. Okay, so I'm going through the channels, and I come across Blossom Crochet, and she has got the most beautiful pink and white, what she called shells in the round. I think she called her blanket shells in the round. And I thought, what is that? So I started watching, and it's a 2-row repeat, and it is so simple. One is a simple V stitch and chain 5. And then the next row, you do a shell in the V stitch, and you do a single crochet in the center of the shell, and a shell in the V stitch. You do a round of shells. And this is how it comes out. I'm using the Premier DK anti-pilling DK colors, and this one is called Sweetheart. And you can see you do a shell, and then you do a single crochet in the top of this shell, and another shell, and a single crochet in the top of this shell, and then you do a shell and a single crochet between the 2 V stitches, and another shell in the V stitch on that round. And that's all the way around. You do your shells, and then the next row you do between the shells where you did the single crochet over the chain 5 into the fourth one of the shell, the top of the shell, you do a V-stitch, which is a double crochet, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Then you chain 5, you skip the shell, and in this next next single crochet between the shells that's over the chain 5, you make a V-stitch in that single crochet. And you chain 5, you pass over the shell, and in the corner you make a V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 5, you make your V, you chain 5, you make your V between your shells, and that's where I am right now. Is I made my V between my shells, I've chained 5, then you put a shell in your V-stitch, and you put a single crochet over that chain of 5 down into the top of that V-stitch. Then you make a shell of 7 in the V-stitch, and you single crochet in the top of that shell below and over the chain 5. And it comes out so pretty, so pretty, so delicate. And I'm just about to transition into the color white. And then it'll go into, I didn't want to open it, but it'll go into the pink, and then back to the dark lavender, and then the light lavender, and then white again. And I guess I'll have to go into this pink one to keep the color pattern going, but I've got 3 of those. So, and there are 383 yards. So that's more than enough to make a baby blanket. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. Debbie, thank you. Leanie, I have when Premier did their bag sale, it was either 3 for 12 or 3 for 10 or 3 for 9. Different yarns were, and I bought a bunch of them. And I can show you now because I have a different camera, and there you can see up there on that top shelf is all of this up here. Well, all of this is I think Frosty, and then coming down here, this is where the DK yarn is. Whoops, the the DK yarn is. I've got bunches of it anyway. I've got enough and more than enough. So look at that. We did it and didn't lose any. Oh. We didn't lose any sound. Okay, let's see what Jeanette sent. She says twice, Miss C, I sent you an email. Let's see what it is. No, I have not sent you anything in a while, Jeanette. I have not sent you any yarn for a while. I think the white was the last I sent you. This lavender blanket is patterned by Blossom Crochet, and it's called Shells in the Round. And she has a lot of blanket patterns that she does, and they're all tutorials. And she's very easy to follow. She's, I think, British. She has a British accent, so I'm imagining she's British. But very easy to follow. And very, very pretty. She uses a lot of Stylecraft yarn and James C. Brett yarn, but those are yarns that they get in England that are like our Bernat and Hobby Lobby yarns, and but very, very pretty. Okay, are there any prayer requests for today? Because I'm going to go. Like I said, I had to get up early. Well, I didn't have to, but I did get up early today to check out my Hobby Lobby to see if they were having their die lot sale yet, which they are not. So it's only the 4th of June, so they may have it this weekend or next week. I don't know. I'll keep checking back because we're up in Lake City pretty much. Well, Mr. Elmo is up there almost every day. So if I go up with him, I know he'll stop and let me check. Prayers for all who need them. Prayers for Joan Minsky. All right. Oh no, Michelle. This is this brand new one too. All right, we will be praying for that little fella. And Mimi has an unspoken. I love those unspokens. They're the easiest ones to pray. Sometimes when someone says pray for this and this and this, I only can do what they ask me. I'm limited to what they have asked. But when you say unspoken, I can just say, God, you know what they need. And unspoken for Ellen. Oh, that's awesome. That's a praise, Janice. Mima says a smooth delivery of your newest grandson on Tuesday. All right. And an unspoken for Kim G. Dory! Dory, I know you called me, and this phone is I don't always get the phone call. This is my new one, and I haven't figured out how to use it yet. So I don't know if it rings or if it drops. I don't know, but but then I got a text from you, and there wasn't anything in the text. So I sent back a question mark because there wasn't anything there. So let me know what's going on, and let me know how you did with your bone sale. I was there part of that time. Okay, I am going to go because I need my nap today because I got up early. And, I love each and every one of you just the way you are. Whether you can walk on your own or you use the wheels, or if you need help getting up and down, if you never get out of bed, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me whether you crochet or you knit. It doesn't matter. I love you because you are special. You have value. No matter what your woes are, no matter what your worries are, no matter what your fears are, you are valuable. And I love you. You are the child of a king. And I don't love you as much as he does. I cannot love you as much as he does. I try really hard and I get close sometimes, I think, but just remember, he loves you. I love you. And somebody loves you. And I will see you on Friday. Until then, God keep you safe. And I'll see you then. Bye, guys.